it's Lauren, and today on Stitch Lessons I'm going to show you how to sew a running stitch. Running stitch, which is probably the easiest and quickest stitch to hand sew, looks like a dashed line of stitching. Most often I use running stitch to draw a dashed line with embroidery floss as kind of a decoration, or to sew two pieces of fabric together in a cute way. I've also heard this stitch referred to as a straight stitch or a basting stitch. Here's how it's done. Thread your needle with your choice of thread and tie a big knot at the end. I'm going to start out by stitching a straight line, so push your needle up from the back at the beginning of that line. Pull your thread through until the knot catches in the back. Decide how long you want that first dash to be, trace across the front of your fabric, and push your needle back down at the end of that dash. Since this is a dashed line instead of a solid one, we're going to leave a gap between each stitch, so trace another imaginary line, then push your needle up from the back where your next dash is going to start. Follow that pattern until you've finished the line. Push your needle up from the back down through the front one stitch length away, leave a gap, and push your needle back up from behind where you want the next dash to start. You can vary how long the dashes are as well as how far apart they sit. It all depends on you and what you need for your project. If you want to trace a more complicated line, like for example this swirly one, draw that line using a disappearing ink marker so you can trace it with your running stitch. I find that it helps to make your dashes smaller when you go around tighter curves like this. They don't necessarily have to be the same size every time. This is one of my favorite ways to add just a little bit of visual interest to my stitched lines. And that concludes my lesson on running stitch. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. I hope that you make something lovely with what you learned. If you'd like to see more of the hand sewing and embroidery tutorials in this series, be sure to watch the rest of my Stitch Lessons playlist. Click the Stitch Lessons logo on the screen or check the video description for links if you're interested. Happy stitching!